Hello, everyone, and happy Black Friday. To celebrate this most American of holidays, we are finishing up our week on United States rums. We did the islands last time. Today we're moving to the mainland. And I've got some fun ones here. I've got some rums from Highwire, the Jimmy's Red folks. I have got rums from Florida and Chicago and Massachusetts and Maryland, all over well, not the West Coast, but almost all over the place. And we're going to do this in 2 flights because there's just not enough room on the table. And we're going to start with the cane juicers and then move on to these others. So here is your opening trio. I'm going to get some glasses. All right, what do we got here? Highwire Distillery. Again, they are the folks who make Jimmy's Red, the one of the bourbons I just haven't tasted yet. I have a gift pack in the back there. It'll happen someday. I will get to it, but not yet. Anyways, every few years they make a batch of cane juice rum, sourcing from basically local farmers, local cane growers, and they distill it and they throw it in some oak and sneak it into shops where they just kind of sit on the shelf and no one cares about them, unless you are, some kind of serious rum maniac. All right, so that's them. And then I've got a very, very interesting little sample from the Rollins Distillery in Florida, in the Panhandle. And we'll talk about that momentarily. But we're going to start with these Highwires. All right. So I've got 2 of them, 2 different vintages of this, sourced from 2 different places. This one is sourced from Lavington Farms in, I wrote all this down, the Ace Basin. So this was distilled in 2017, rested in barrel for 11 months, 44% alcohol by volume. And I'm pretty sure they distilled this on their column still. Their hybrid still. But I don't know. They have a couple of different stills now, so I'm not entirely sure. On the nose, it's very. There's a white pepper floral thing. It smells a little bit like a dryer sheet that you kind of covered in white pepper. White floral. There's a rock candy kind of element to this. Aniseed. Oh, and now the vanilla is rolling in. It's so you see cane juice and you expect like big explosive crazy nose stuff, and that's not really what this is. It's fairly subdued, quite floral, a little spicy. There's some allspice in there as well. A little bit of a sawdusty element. Pretty. Okay, and now I'm getting a little bit of, just fresh crushed cane. I don't know how else to analyze that note down. It's slightly vegetal, slightly floral. A little bit of, did I mention rock candy already? There's some rock candy on this. And that's about it. So we got some notes in there that are going to be accessible to the bourbon crowd, I suppose, but you never mistake this. This does not present bourbon or rye at all, which I appreciate on the palate. Just lovely. Really. Certainly not like a profound, deep, thinky kind of rum or anything, but this is very, very crushable and just delightful and very well made. Kind of following the nose. Black pepper, Florals, a little bit of vegetal character, a little bit of olive, aniseed, dash of seawater, vanilla, some creme brulee, allspice, more pepper, a little bit of a pear note. That's fun. I mean, the mouth presence is not extraordinary or anything, and most of what's happening is kind of happening up front. But there is a crushability factor here, which I think needs to be factored in. This would be something great to just have maybe at the beginning of a tasting or something, where you're going to have some big bruisers coming up later. You just want something that's a little bit of a challenge, but not too much to kind of set everyone's palate. This would be a great thing to put in that slot. All right, I'm going to give that a squirt of water. We'll come back to it. Maybe like half a squirt. Hold on. And now, the second of the high wire low country agricoles. This one is sourced from Rast Farms in Cameron, South Carolina. Was distilled in 2021 and also barrel arrested for 11 months, but this one is 51% ABV. Yeah, very similar energy. We are getting more of a herbaceous kind of character with this. There's some spearmint. There's some peppermint, but we're still very much on like florals, dryer sheet, white pepper, salted black licorice, a little bit of black olive, but not too much. I'm enjoying the herbaceous character on this. There's a little basil. Okay. And then you got your vanilla, your touch of powdered ginger, a little bit of sawdust, but not too much. In a way, like this might present a little bit more bourbon than the previous one. In a good way. I mean, some bourbons can kind of throw mint and basil and stuff at you. No, maybe not. I mean, it's very soft, which I like. I like this on the palate. Interesting. This has more mouth presence to it. It's getting, we're hitting my tonsils a little bit now. Not too much, but a little bit. It's a little bit more grippy, but at the same time, it loses a little bit of the crushability factor versus the 2017. Yeah. Black pepper, rock candy, lots of spearmint, a little peppermint, not the extract, but the actual leaves, some basil, floral stuff, dryer sheet again, vanilla. But scratch that. It's not even really vanilla. It's like you took a nice delicate cane juice rum and just put a shot of like high rye MGP or something in there. There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of like a rye forward bourbon kind of character to this, but it's like it's been added in rather than. But nice. It's a happy marriage. Kind of works. Towards the front of the palate, you've got most of the cane juicy stuff. And there's that pear thing again. That's very nice. You got your salted licorice, a little bit of your oliviness. And then it's really on the back end, you start to get lots of black pepper, barrel ash, bourbon-y stuff, American whiskey stuff. I think this works. I think you could put it in the same slot as the 2017. You're trading off a delicious factor for a little bit more mouth presence. I think that's the trick with this. All right, let's give that some water. We'll move on. This is fun. This is a Krewe exclusive cane juice rum from the Rollins Distillery in Gulf Breeze, Florida. I know Gulf Breeze very well. That's in the Panhandle. I was born in that area, and I hate it. I hate that area so much. It's just like this massive Strodes and chain restaurants and retailers and slightly, the occasional mom and pop restaurant that's sort of disappointing for what it is, and tourist trappy shops, and I hate the Pensacola area. I'm sorry if you live down there and you love it. I do not. The beer is okay, actually. Some of the craft beer from around there, that is good stuff. So if you are stuck down there and the will to live is draining out of you, hit one of the local breweries and you can sustain yourself for a little while longer. All right, anyways, I am done trashing. I am done trashing the Panhandle, sorry. Rollins Distillery, yeah. They have got a 4-plate hybrid still, and they are sourcing cane juice from Presley Farm around that area and distilling it. They also make some other stuff, but this is the one I get to try. 52.35% alcohol. Already on the nose, my suspicion is this might be the best thing that has ever come out of Gulf Breeze, Florida. Yeah, this is cane juice, baby. Like, this is pickles, green olives, fennel, aniseed, seawater, but like seawater that's kind of been trapped somewhere and is starting to kind of get gross and green. That's that smell. A little bit of green tomato. Oh, yeah. Sage, like stinky swamp flowers. Alabama's right there, so you can find yourself some stinky swamp flowers. Yeah. I mean, it's not super duper crazy. Like, we're not out in Claren land, but yeah, this is a delightfully raw, uncompromising cane juice kind of nose, and I am so happy on the palate. As often happens with cane juice rums, it's a little bit more buttoned up on the palate. There's a like a jelly beans meets cotton candy kind of thing happening in the palate, but all of that is kind of mixed in with olive juice, pickle juice, mashed green tomato, sage, basil, fennel, salted licorice. But all of that just dialed back a touch from where it was on the nose. That's normal. Like, this is just something that cane juice rums do. This is also very good. Very, very good, in fact. I mean, so we're hitting my tonsils. We're clinging on. Good, strong finish. The texture is nice, too. There's some white pepper in there. I do not know who these people are or what industrial park in Gulf Breeze they're running out of, but I'm impressed. The breweries down there may have some competition. All right, let's give this a couple squirts of water, and we will come back to it. You may think I'm being mean to the Panhandle and Pensacola and Gulf Breeze, but let me tell you something. You do not have the right to judge me until you have been out in the humid-ass Florida heat trying to cross a street to get to a grocery store. Only it's not a street. It is like a 6-lane strode with pickup trucks hammering by, trying to hit the next light. And the nearest crosswalks are like a couple of 100 feet in either direction. And both of them, like, people are just like turning right on red without even slowing down. Yeah, like my damage goes deep. All right, let's go back through these one more time. Back to the 2017 for my wire. This is just such a beautiful little rum. I mean, it's not. I would be shocked if this, like, even meant to, made a huge impression on you if you ever encountered it at a festival or a bottle trade or something. It's not that kind of rum, but damn, is it nice to just sit down with. A little bit more of a coffee cake kind of thing coming out now on the nose. A little bit of vanilla wafers, like vanilla cookies thing happening. But it's still throwing like the flowers and those little hints as to what the distillate is. It's just, it's delicate, it's beautiful, it's poised, it's beautifully balanced. I like this. It's just lovely. I mean, so yeah, the texture and the finish really take a step up when you add some water, which is a good sign. Still doesn't have a ton of length on it, but I'm not mad. This is so crushable and delicious. I'm really not mad at this. Florals, but then rummy stuff, but then vanilla and like even a cream soda kind of element. White pepper, like kind of nice and grippy, but easy to drink. Yeah, this is nice. This is impressive. I will give this an 84 plus with a smiley face emoji because it is putting a big old smile on my face. And again, the place for this is at the start of a longer tasting, because if you're ever running a tasting, just a little tip, you do not want to blow people's palates out of the water right away with something huge, because they can't take it. They're not warmed up yet. This is a perfect warmed whiskey. Just put this in first slot. It's delicious. People can enjoy it, can talk, and get their palate set up for whatever monsters you have up later in the lineup. Very good. 84 plus with a smiley face. Moving on to the 2021. It hasn't really changed much on the nose. Maybe a little bit of marshmallow fluff creeping in now, but it really smells like, it smells like this, the 2017, if you just kind of added a little dollop of good high rye MGP in there. It's nice. But yeah, it is, even especially with water, we're leaning more in a bourbon-y direction, but absolutely not in a bad way. And still totally identifiable as a rum. On the palate. About the same as where it was, which is to say it's good. Cane juicy up front, florals, rock candy, a little bit of marshmallow fluff, high rye bourbon in the back. That's the best way I can describe this. Well made. I'm really delighted to have tried this. I think I like the 17 more. I mean, you're probably not going to just stumble across any of these, but I think this is a fun little release, and I'm so happy that Highwire is doing this, rather than just kind of leaning only into the success of their whiskeys. I'll give this an 84 flat, because that's about where it feels like it is. This is very good. But despite the fact that it's a little bit softer, I think the 17 is better. All right, moving on. Back to Gulf Breeze. On the nose. Yeah, okay. More pickle juice now. And a lot more black pepper, actually. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of some of the grungier rums you might get in Guadeloupe. So Longateau, that kind of thing. It's more so than what you would get from Haiti or Mexico. It's savory. It's really savory, but it's a controlled savory, if that makes sense. Or even the pepons that from Puerto Rico I've been trying. Maybe that's a better point of reference. On the palate. I mean, yeah, just a fabulous little rum. And in my opinion, the best thing to come out of this area. I'm impressed. This is quite nice. It's got grip. It's classically cane juicy. Olives, pickles. It's got changes with water. It might have sweetened up a little bit more. There might be a little bit more of a cane syrup, a Steen's cane syrup element coming through. But it's still got the savory hit. So maybe some more florals coming through now, more of those swamp flowers. What do I score this? All right, I am stuck between an 85 and an 86. So I'm just going to call this an 85 plus. 85 plus points. Very impressive little rum. And yeah, let's move these aside. We can move up there. And we'll start on flight number 2. Which is, I mean, I guess you can call it the molasses flight, but it's just like the non-cane juice flight, I guess. All right. You go there. Good enough. All right, what do we got? We have got Founder's Blend from Chicago Cane Collective. That goes in there. Glug, glug, glug. Move all these over. Boop, boop, boop. We have got, what did I have going next? Yeah, the, come on, computer. Okay, we have got, this is fun, Treehouse. I did a grappa from them a while back, and they also occasionally do rum. Yeah, molasses-based rum, Treehouse Brewing Hogo Overproof Rum from Massachusetts. There is that. And I've got 2 bottles from Windon Distillery. This is Windon Distillery. I'm sorry. Lyon White Overproof, or is it Lyon? I'm guessing Lyon. And Also overproof, but French oak finished. All right. Let's get started on flight number 2 here. Beginning with the Chicago Cane Cooperative. If you recall, I reviewed this earlier this year. Their silver rum earlier this year, and I was delighted. It was 42.5% alcohol, and the topper honestly kind of annoyed me because it was just way too tight. But I thought it was a fantastic little rum, and I gave it a good score. This is more recent, although not that much more recent. And it's basically a blend of their silver rum and their kind of Elijah Craig aged gold Solera rum thing. And two differences, though. First of all, the cork is better by a lot. I can pull it in and out without effort. And also, this is bottled at 47.5%, which is more than 42.5%. And that makes me happy. Okay. So just to briefly repeat these folks' story, this is a worker-owned cooperative and distilling project, I'm going to call it, in Chicago. I can't really call it a distillery because they don't own the means of production. They're distilling this at Two Eagles Distillery in Mount Prospect, but it is 100% pot distilled. I think it's molasses. It has to be molasses. But I couldn't actually find the statement saying it was molasses. So there we go. Let's see what we got. I mean, it's the same impression I get from their silver rum, which is just this is so much better than it needs to be. There is, what is that? It's like a so it's, first of all, it's totally identifiable as a rum. You know, olives, check. Fennel, check. A little brininess, check. But there's also like a candy aspect to this, imagine macerating some of the little pumpkin candies from Halloween in like root beer, and you're kind of getting there, but nice. Floral, there's some wildflowers happening. Slightly herbaceous, oregano. There's even like a little bit of a Dijon mustard kind of thing coming out in this. It's not. This is another rum where it's not really about sort of big statement. You stick your nose in and you go, wow. It's just it's little details that impress. There's a little bit of a. I've already used jelly beans once in this video, but I'm going to use it again. There's like a little bit of a jelly beans thing. So maybe you threw some jelly beans in there with into your root beer with your pumpkin candy. Like a pickled apple? Let's go with that. White pepper. A little bit of vanilla, of course. Good rum. Smells like a good rum. Smells like, it does put me in mind a little bit of like Rouleson, some of the better molasses-based American distilleries out there. Or even what Robin's been doing out in Rum et al. On the West Coast on the palate. This is low key really good. So first of all, they have clearly been watching this channel. I don't know if that's true, but hi Daniel, if you are, and they've been paying attention to me, constantly saying, like, rather than just taking a rum and throwing it all in a barrel for a couple of months and having something that just tastes like a bourbon, why not have a blend of like aged, barrel influenced stuff with fresher stuff. And that's what they've done here, and it works really, really beautifully. So yeah, you were absolutely getting some really vivid vanilla root beer, cream soda, RC cola with banana peel sorts of notes. That's all in here, but it's all like counterweighted with this, much fresher kind of character. A little bit of lemon peel, a little bit of lime peel, minerality, rocks, stones. Wildflowers, mild herbs, oregano, thyme, and certainly your rummy stuff, your fennel and your olive and your little dash of seawater. I mean, it feels like what they aim for with this is just a rum that I guess all the democratic socialists of Chicago can keep around in their bar as like their rum for everything. Because this will totally play that role. Like if you want to make a daiquiri with this, it'll make a killer daiquiri. If you want to make a rum old fashioned with this, it'll make a terrific rum old fashioned. It's also just lovely to pour on its own. It's better than it needs to be, and that makes me so happy. Nice. I'm going to give this a squirt of water, and we'll move on. Next up is it's the Treehouse. Treehouse again. So better known as a brewery. They make beer mainly. But they have an attached distillery that makes, so far as I can tell, just whatever the hell they feel like, including grappas and, in this case, an overproof rum distilled from molasses. I think this is pot distilled, or at least hybrid distilled, but I'm not really sure. 63% ABV on the nose. Okay. Much lighter on the nose than the than the Chicago. Much lighter. So I'm getting let me back up. What is that candy with the little that's in like a ring shape? What am I thinking of? Lifesavers? Is that right? Yeah, this smells a little bit like Lifesavers. There's like a Lifesavers gummy worm limestone kind of character to this, with a little bit of like a brininess, a little seawater, florals, maybe some other gummy candies, a little bit of gummy bears along with the gummy worms. But yeah, not throwing a whole lot at me on the nose. It's not talking a whole lot. Oh, and quite a lot of white pepper. It smells like a spicy boy. It's white pepper. It's also a little bit of like ethanol nip, but it's 63%, so it's entitled. Color safe bleach, but nice. Interesting. A little bit of like a peach pie way in the back there. Okay, let's see what we got. So the first thought that went through my head when I tasted this was, is this flawed? Is this tainted? Because that has happened before. But it isn't. I don't think this is tainted at all. It just has a very kind of aggressively floral, almost soapy character to it. So yeah, the color safe bleach thing. Don't drink bleach unless you're trying to cure COVID. I'm joking. Don't drink bleach. But yeah, very, very floral on the palate. Floral, rock candy. Ooh, soapy. That peach pie thing, a little bit of, I don't know, lemon lime soda, a little bit of Sprite. Yeah, I'll throw some water, but so far right now, not my favorite. I don't think it's tainted though. I think it's just like the spirit kind of tastes very, very floral and soapy. All right, let's give this some water. A couple squirts. 3, 4, probably 5. I don't know. I'm going to score it, but bear in mind, it's a question mark for me. All right. And now let us go to Maryland. Lyon, from Windon Distilling. And this is pot distilled from a blend of Louisiana molasses and raw sugar, so like proper actual brown sugar. 63%. It's very fun to think of someone in, in Maryland making Louisiana rum. Also, much more quiet on the nose than the Chicago. What am I smelling? Hold on. There's a little bit of what is that? It's meaty. I don't know how to describe this. It smells a little bit like you left pork belly on the counter for an hour before you started, cutting it up and putting it in the pan. Yeah, it's like if you, tried to cover your pork belly with a whole bunch of rock candy and flowers. That's a little bit of what this smells like. Very weird nose. I don't know if I would guess rum on the first go, but I don't know what I would guess. There is a little bit of apple in this. No, that's not right. Almost like an apple candy kind of thing. Super duper weird nose. Yeah, so like pork fat, basically, but rock candy and flowers. And yeah, like some apple pear quince kind of stuff. Okay, let's see what we got on the palate. Ooh, hang on. So here's the bad news. It still doesn't really taste like a rum. But as an Obstler, as a Austrian apple pear fruit brandy, this is delightful. This is a lot of fun. You know what this reminds me of, actually, is the that one, I guess it was a Vellier bottling a privateer that was so pear-driven. This is not quite that pear-driven. It's also really apple-driven, but Yeah, there's totally like an apple pear thing on the nose, but it's really pronounced on the palate. That's crazy. What are they doing to this poor molasses? White pepper, and then pear apple spirit. There's a little bit of like an aniseed thing in there, a little bit of like a black licorice, black Twizzlers kind of character. I think I like this, but like know what you're getting into. Like this does not taste like Jamaica, Barbados, any of those traditional kinds of rums out there. This tastes like Obstler by way of like rummy side notes, if that makes sense. Very peppery too. All right, let's give this some water. You notice I brought the mug today because it's there's quite a lot of rums. 3, 4, 5. Schwarzenegger, apparently a huge fan of Obstler, which I've always found very funny. Go, get to the Obstler. Go now. Okay. All right, last rum of the tasting. This is also a Lyon from Windon, but this is their French oak finished overproof. Now, I looked, it's not even on their site. I couldn't find any further details of how this is made, how long it's matured. So I'm just going to taste this and see what we got. 63% alcohol on the nose. Yep, French oak. Yep. Black pepper, English breakfast tea, fig, prune, and a little bit of apple cheese. If you are a newcomer to the channel, apple cheese is a delightful Lithuanian thing where you basically take apple and you boil it down and you sweeten it with honey or something to make a kind of apple toffee. It tastes like apple fruit roll-up, if apple fruit roll-up were the best thing in the world. And I love it, and it is a tasting note that comes up all the time. A little bit of black olive in this, too. Black pepper. Black Twizzlers again. A little bit of Swisher Sweets going on, which is normally something I get more in sherry cask maturation than French oak, but here it is. Okay. Some gummy bears. I'm enjoying that on the palate. I think this is good. Let me wrap my brain around it, though. Very floral. So yeah, in some ways, very Armagnac-y, in the sense that there's a definite intense French oak character to this. You were getting your figs, your prunes, your raisins, but it's as if all that you're shooting like flowers and Arnold Schwarzenegger's Obstler all through that stuff, with a little bit of black Twizzlers as well, and it kind of works. It's a little disconcerting. It's a little weird. It's because you're like, wait, who put black licorice and Obstler in my Armagnac, but it kind of works. Main complaint is I think they could have aged this for longer. The mouth length is pretty short. There's a lot of fun happening, but it's all happening up front. Nothing is tickling my tonsils. It's all like a big yum explosion right at the front of my mouth. And that's fine, but, room for improvement. Let's put it like that. All right, I'm going to give this some water. 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's finish this off. Okay. First round, I think it goes to the Chicago. I really do, and it's not even that expensive. This is under $40. Back to it. Yeah, it's. I have never met Daniel André Regueira Santos ever in my life, but he seems to know what he's doing. This is so dominated by the raw distillate, and there's just a little bit of cream soda and banana peel and Pepsi kind of creeping in to remind you that there's an aged component to this. It's just a terrific little kind of anytime rum. I'm enjoying the rocks. I'm sorry. What has it picked up with water? It's really kind of moved it more in the distillate forward direction, which is the opposite of where it usually goes with water. I would expect the oat to kind of come in more. Not this time. Like it's a lovely example of American rum. Like this is right along that spectrum with Release and Rum et al. And all those producers. Nice. There's a little bit of a mulberry thing, a fig thing, but it's not from the oak. It's from the distillate. Terrific stuff on the palate. It's just a great anytime rum. That's what this is. They have made a rum for the people, and it's terrific. If you haven't this in your cabinet, and you are faced with a situation where rum has to be involved, and you don't know what to grab, you can just grab this, and not even think about it. It's going to work. It will totally work. Less change on the palate than there was in the nose. It tastes like the same thing I tasted a couple of minutes ago when I had it neat. Is this better than the Rollins? I don't know. I feel like the Rollins has maybe a little bit more detail in the distillate. This has enough, extra notes from the oak that it's right up there. I think they're very comparable. You know what? Same score. I will also call this an 85 plus. And yeah, there you go. I mean, someone in Chicago is making fabulous rum. If you're in Chicago, go buy this, and maybe one day they will own the means of production. They will have their own distillery. But For now, this is phenomenal. All right, moving on. Oh, this was the tricky one before, right? Treehouse Hogo. This was the one that before I thought was a little soapy. See what we got now. See, and it doesn't smell like the way it tastes. It's floral. It's kind of vaguely fruity. It's got some figgy stuff. Pretty much the same nose as it was, honestly. It's, yeah. Weird nose. Weird nose. On the palate. There's some things I really like about this. It's got tremendous mouthfeel. It's got really good texture. It's really just takes over my whole mouth. But the flowers are, and the kind of soapiness is very aggressive. I still don't think it's like a taint thing. I feel like that's just the nature of the distillate. Oh man, what do I grade this? I need some emojis for this score, so I'm going to call this like an... It's good at... I'm going to try the middle high wire one more time. Can I put this thing in an 84? No, it's not that good. I'm going to call this an 83 soap... kind of bar of soap, question mark. Because it does have that soapy character, and I'm not confident in my score of this. But I'm not gonna disqualify it. I'm gonna give it a score. There's something there. Interesting spirit. Really interesting. I don't know if I'd want to own a bottle of this. All right, moving on to Maryland. Lyon, white overproof. This was the Obstler one, right? Yeah. But it's so... It's like, yeah, meaty, like porky. It's like pork chops that you've soaked in Obstler for a couple of hours. Oh god, it's so meaty and weird. But I kind of like it. Development for where it was before? Absolutely not. This smells exactly what it was before. On the palate. This is fun. Hold on, I have to try... What am I going to try again? You know what? I'm going to try the... I'm trying to figure out my scores because I don't know what I want to put this at. I mean, so if you remember liking that Privateer, the unaged Villiers thing that tasted like a pear brandy, or you will probably like this. This has a similar kind of energy to it. Yeah, it's all about apple and pear and quince, with a little bit of minerality and black licorice stuff, old school candy to kind of remind you that this is a rum. But weird, interesting, weird. I think I like it. Not as good as the Cane Cooperative. 85 flat. And let's move on. For all the Obstler fans out there who have been disappointed in the bottling presentation of your Obstlers, go buy that. All right, French oak finished. Exactly the same on the nose. Yeah, French oak deliciousness, but with florals and some black licorice thrown in. All right, on the nose, or on the palate, I'm sorry. Nope, it did not like the addition of water at all. Yeah, this has become a little bit dense and discordant. It's all the same elements as before. It's like, you poured some Obstler and, like, I don't know, random rummy notes into your Armagnac, but now it's not working. Like, it feels like there's a crunchy kind of character to this. It's kind of bitter and off-putting. Yeah, little Sprite coming through. Hold on. I need to try this. I will just drink this out of the bottle. Oh, yeah. Way better neat. This is not like water. If you have a bottle of this, if you're going to buy a bottle of this, don't add water to it. And it's as simple as that. I do think it's better than the unaged version, but the score is going to get a minus, and it's going to be like a big serious minus. So we're going to do like 86 double minus on this. 86 minus, because that is the only way I can express the way this kind of like just doesn't, hold together very well when you add water to it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It really isn't. But it's not... it was certainly better neat. Let's put it that way. And yeah, that is the video. So, what are my scores? So, at the bottom of the list, the Treehouse, I don't totally know what's going on with this. 83 soap question mark. It's a very weird rum. There's some things I like about this, and some things that I have serious question marks about. So bear that in mind. Then you've got the High Wires, 84 for the 2021 edition, 84 plus with the smiley face for the 2017 edition, because I think it is absolutely delicious. And then I guess next would be the Windon French Oak, which is, wait. You know what? Let's just do these together. The Windons, the Lyons, are 85 for the white overproof, which is really like an Opsler, for those of you who need that in your lives. 86 double minus for the French oak finished, because it's fabulous. Just do not add oak to it. I'm sorry, do not add water to it. And your winners today. The Krewe exclusive cane juice rum from Rollins Distillery. The best thing to ever come out of the Panhandle. 85 plus points. And your own Chicago Cane Cooperative Founders Blend. 85 plus points. Just to put it in your cabinet and use it for everything kind of rum. Thanks for watching, and cheers.